Hey, I'm John Stevenson, your host of the Guaranteed Retirement Guys show, and today we're going to be talking about the safest annuities on the planet. People call me and they're asking, is this company safe? They're a B++, or they're an A-, or they've only been around for 10 years. Are they safe? What about Aspida? Aspida's been around since 2021. They're super young, but they're already A-rated. How did that happen? So safety is important. Okay, when you put your money into the bank, you know it's FDIC insured, and of course it's insured up to $250,000. But you know, they've still been made whole. Account holders have been made whole when things have been much worse. Like you had that bank failure in Silicon Valley a couple years ago. You've had accounts there that were worth $25 million that the FDIC made whole. So that's encouraging. But what about insurance companies? Why would Warren Buffett invest into insurance companies if they weren't safe? Well, anything that says it's guaranteed is always guaranteed by something, and it's only as safe as the backer, right? So for FDIC insured accounts, they're as safe as the U.S. government. But of course, U.S. government has been downgraded before. So what about insurance companies? Are they safe? Well, let's talk about that. With A-rated companies, yeah, typically you're safe. Even with some B++ companies, yeah, you're safe. It really depends on the company. I would say anything below that, probably a little riskier. It doesn't mean you're not safe, but it's just riskier. It's a riskier profile. Maybe the company is young, hasn't been around for a while, it's not as well capitalized. So that's some things to think about. And if you book a call below, you will notice that there is a link in this video, and we can talk about that. If you want to chat about different companies that are the safest and you're looking for the safest annuity, we can do that. But what I look at when I am looking for safety is I'll look for ratings, of course. If it's an A rating, then I know it's top tier. Even if it's an A-, the difference might be, a few $1 billion compared to that in another company. A+ rated, of course, is always preferred, but it's not necessary to have that all the time. You've got companies like NASA. NASA's been around since the 1800s. Okay, they're a strong company. They have a strong history of growth and of safety, yet they're rated a B++. So here's the other thing to think about. As far as safety goes, you always have to think about, well, do they buy insurance on themselves? How are they regulated? Well, banks are regulated pretty hardcore, but think about insurance companies. Insurance companies actually are known to be regulated a lot more than banks are, and they are state regulated and state insured by the State Guarantee Association. Typically, amounts are up to $250,000. It just varies state by state, but that is the typical amount. Now, if you're looking for more safety, well, they also have reinsurance. Okay, these insurance companies will buy insurance on themselves, kind of like we will buy for our cars and our houses. They also will do that for any type of catastrophic losses. And so it kind of spreads it around. It's called reinsurance. Another thing to remember is that these insurance companies are required to have a very, very high reserve amount. How high? Usually 80 to 100%. That's pretty high compared to a bank's 10% reserve requirement. Okay, banks are allowed to basically lend out most of your money. Insurance companies, not so much. They have things like life insurance to pay as well as annuities. And because of those guarantees and because especially some of the annuity contracts, they're paying out 3 times the amount of income as compared to what you put in, they have to have a huge reserve to cover those guarantees. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to walk you through some of the highest rated carriers, and I would say probably some of the safest annuities. Okay, so I'm just going to pull up a list of just the top, and this is just showing me top annuities paying income in 5 years. If I were 60 and I was going to put $100,000 in and I wanted income in 5 years at age 65, then you can see the highest companies or the highest amounts that these companies are paying are right here. And so this is $11,000 a year. So these are annual amounts. You notice Aspida, A-rated. Now, I mentioned Aspida in the beginning. They're a very, very new company. But the company that covers them, or that is their backer, is worth $500 billion. So Aspida is very, very strong when you're looking for safety. They're young, but they're strong. Okay, F&G. F&G has been around since the 1950s. They're great as well, and they provide a ton of guaranteed income. I put tons of people into F&G, never had any problems with them, and I will continue to do so. They're a very, very strong company. Sentinel Security, they're a good company as well. They have not been around as long as F&G. They're kind of in between Aspida and F&G, but they're still a great company, and they offer options that no other carriers offer in certain states. And so when people are looking for more flexibility and more unconventional terms, Sentinel Security is the way to go. All right, NASA, again, like I said, they've been around for a long time, since the 1800s. They're still rated a B++, but they're extremely strong and safe. But, if you're looking for A+, then what we can do is we can just say, all right, well, I just want only A+ rating. I can just say, all right, A+. That's all I want. That's all I'm willing to look at. And with that, I'm looking at Nationwide, North American. North American's been around for 130 years. Midland's been around for 120 years. Nationwide, of course, is very well known. And then you got Protective Life Insurance Company, Minnesota Life. You got Allianz. Allianz, actually, if you notice, Allianz has the lower amount of income versus the upper that these are paying, and they're the biggest. They actually are worth $1 trillion. And so they're very, very safe. They're well capitalized. And if you're thinking, I just want the safest, I want the oldest and strongest and most capitalized and highest rated, then Allianz is probably the company to go with. But again, all of these companies are A+ rated. They're all very well capitalized. They just may not be as old as Allianz, although North American is actually older. And they're giving more income. So that's what we'll do. If you want to book a call, we'll look at the safest companies. If you don't care so much about the income, but you want safety, like that's paramount, that's fine. We'll look at A+ rated companies, and we'll get you the highest payout, the highest income. If that's what you're looking for, we'll get you the highest growth. And then, of course, it just depends on what you're looking for. If you're just looking for just some straight, interest, we can look at those as well. So there's a lot of options out there. I'm happy to show all of them to you. And safety is important. I absolutely know that safety is important. And most of the people that I chat with, they really, really want to make sure that their money is safe. They've been spending their whole life saving it, and they want to make sure it stays protected. If they're taking it out of the stock market, they want to make sure it's as safe as possible. But rest assured, if it's an A+, A-, any of those A's, you're going to be fine. Okay? And if something happens, they're insured. They're state insured. Okay? And then not only that, they got reinsurance from other companies. Okay? There's a lot of safeguards put in place, because when we're talking about annuities, we're talking about people's livelihood. We're talking about their retirement. And because of that, this is why insurance companies are so regulated. And this is why Warren Buffett will invest into these type of things, because of their safety. So anyways, all right. If you want to book a call, go to the link below and we'll chat then. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.